Hello all, this is A. Fiona Joshi from the Department of English, St.Ignatius College of Education, Palayamkottai. So today I am here to discuss about the theory of personality by the great psychoanalyst Sigmund Freud. So as we all know, there are several personality theories, and these theories helps to study how an individual develop his or her personality and can be utilized in studying the personality disorders. And these theories address whether personality is a biological trait or one that is developed through a person's interaction with their environment. And here, a personality refers to how a person thinks, feels, and behaves. And this influences how the person interacts with their environment. And then we speak about the great psychoanalyst Sigmund Freud, who is also called as the Austrian neurologist, and he is considered as the father of the psychoanalytic theory. And when we speak about his biography, he was born on May 6 in Czech Republic, and he lived in Germany and then settled in Vienna, and finally he died in London on September 23, 1939. And when we discuss about the psychoanalytic theory, so this theory was developed by the famous psychoanalyst Sigmund Freud, and he believed that individuals' personality was a summation of their innate instincts and their parental influences. And here, he believed that the events of the first 5 years of life develops the personality of the adults. And he also believed that personality was made up of the following components, like instincts that drive behavior, such as sex, hunger, and thirst, and the unconscious thought processes that the person is unaware of, and the childhood events, particularly parental influence and nurturing events. And then he also believed that personality was defined by three components like the id, the ego, and superego. Here, when it comes to id, it controls the instinctual urges of a person, and ego moderates the urges of a id and superego and keeps them in check with reality, whereas the superego is responsible for the development of a person's moral values. And for example, for it, I want that right now is an example, and for ego, let's figure out a way to work together is an example of ego, and for superego, good people don't think about those things is an example. And when we speak in detail about it, it is considered as the primitive instinctive component of personality, and the Latin word of it is it. So it is the original source of personality which is present in a newborn. And the second one is ego, which is the decision making component, and here the Latin word of ego is I, which means self. So here ego is self-centered and it revolves around the self. So the ego acts as a mediator or balancer between the demands of it and superego. And ego is also based on the reality principle. And there are certain functions of ego like control and regulation of instinctual drives, relation to reality, primary autonomous function, and intuition. And then we speak about superego, which is the moral component, and it is considered to be ideal rather than real because it's not completely achieved. So the superego is that part of personality that represents internalized value, ideals, and moral attitude of society. It inhabits the it desires. And then we speak about three levels, namely the conscious level, the pre-conscious level, and the unconscious level. So when we speak about the conscious level, it is related to the awareness of an individual to his environment. So in this level, the individual is aware of his surroundings or his environment. So it functions when the individual is awake. So here it occupies only 1/9 of the total mind, and it is basically concerned with thought, feelings, sensations, and memory. And the second one is pre-conscious level. Here the pre-conscious level is described as that part of mind in which ideas and reactions are stored and partially forgotten. So it works accordingly, demands of external reality and a person's moral values. And the third one is the unconscious level. So here unconscious level forms the largest part of mind. It is 9 out of 10, and the elements of unconscious mind are accessible to the consciousness. and they become conscious only through the pre-conscious mind. So the unconscious level is considered to be the storehouse for all the memories, feelings and responses experienced by the individual. And again, Freud has made psychosexual stages of development, and they are as follows. There are 5 stages. The first one is oral stage, the second one is anal stage, the third one is phallic stage, and the fourth one is latency stage, and the fifth one is genital stage. So all these 5 stages contribute to the psychoanalytic theory of personality of Sigmund Freud. Thank you.